What is up, Critics? Welcome back to the series where I recustomize and review past DLC vehicles that didn't have the best overall quality before late 2020. As always, guys, feel free to let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me recustomize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So, in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Dinka Sugoi, which I customized / reviewed back in 2020 when it released. So the Sugoi released with the Casino Heist update drip feed in February of 2020 and is available from the Summer San Andreas website for a normal price of about 1.2 million and a trade price of about 900,000. Now the name Sugoi is actually Japanese for amazing, which is a pretty cool reference there. Now in regards to performance, it is in the sports class and is unfortunately one of the slower vehicles in that class, which is mainly due to its poor handling. And it's a shame because it's a decently quick vehicle on a straight line, but it's just completely let down in the handling department. Its front-wheel drive system is just terrible on this thing, not balanced at all. However, it does have great styling and customization. Now, in terms of what the Sugoi is based on, is primarily based on the FK8 Honda Civic Type R, with some styling elements from the 2015 Subaru WRX, and it's crazy how close Rockstar got to the Civic Type R with the design of this thing. Nowadays, we're used to Rockstar giving us very realistic cars that are super close to the real-life counterparts, but back then, this was sort of like the first one from Rockstar that really shocked the community when it released as to how close and real Rockstar can get to these cars in real life. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Sugoi. Alright, Sugoi, let's do it. We got armor, brakes, bumpers. So you got the stock with canards, race diffuser with canards. And you got the sweep diffuser, which I like. It's basically a larger version of the stock one here. Then you got the carbon version of that, which looks great. Primary. Then you got the arc diffuser, which is also nice. And then you got the carbon arc diffuser. Bunch of different front splitter and canard options. Look at this one, it has 4 canards on each side. That's wild. And this one has what, 5? That's insane. What the heck? That's wild. Okay, well, definitely I like the carbon sweep, and I believe this one also gives you the trim on the edge of the splitter. So we'll do that. Rear diffuser. So you have the race diffuser. Let me give it some throttle here to get rid of the smoke. So you have that one. You got that one. And then you got this one. Wow, look at this. That's ridiculous. That's the downforce diffuser. That's insanity. This speed diffuser looks pretty similar to the real one, so we'll do that, except for the little reinforcement brackets on the edges, but other than that, it looks great. We'll do that.
Don't she look pretty?
Engine, exhaust. So you got the round, you got the oval, round cluster. So you got 4 exhaust tips. Sport, split, square, and angled. I believe the real one has 3. It was kind of like infamous for that. The round cluster looks pretty cool, but I don't know, I kind of prefer just the dual round exit exhaust personally. So I think we'll just do the round, just the round exhaust there. We'll do that. Grills, so you got the top trim, the rally. Interesting grill options. Very interesting. I kind of prefer it without any grill trim in there, just simple. So I think we'll just keep it stock there for now.
If you can think it, I can.
Hood, you got the carbon stock primary. So primary hood would get rid of the hood scoop. You got vented hood, the hood pins. Bunch of different hood options there. The stock one looks the most similar to the real one. The real one did have a hood scoop, even though it wasn't this big. Obviously, this hood scoop is more similar to the WRX Subaru, but it is the closest reference, so we'll keep that there. And I just prefer the way it looks overall. Lights, so do some xenons.
That's what you were looking for?
Liveries, so you got red offset stripe. You got the checkered stripes. Sugoi stripes. The wave. Interesting. And they got different racing liveries. Of course. Wild. Crazy liveries.
How many cars
I
got
personally
you?
prefer this car without livery though, because the secondary color, if you put on the right parts, you can have the red trim like the real car. I really don't feel like you need it. Maybe this one you can sort of make something match, but the red on this is just kind of like a faded red. I don't know, just doesn't really work in my opinion. Mirrors, we have secondary carbon frame here, which I applied here for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but
No rushing.
oh, I did that because of the secondary color that I wanted to like mix in there. So carbon, yeah, you can do this. So it's basically stock is like full primary, and then here you have the secondary. Here you have carbon on the top with, I believe, stock black on the bottom. Primary with the carbon on the bottom, and then secondary with the carbon on the bottom. So that's what we're gonna keep there.
Life is hard when you
Plate,
have
do my
anything.
black plate, and we'll keep my track plate there. Respray. So originally, I had this car in the typical, white with the red trim, but this car was also unveiled in this really bright blue color, which I like with the red trim. So we're gonna go ahead and reference that, and we'll do just a classic ultra blue,
Bodywork to match the
no
dress.
pearlescent. And then for secondary color, we're gonna go ahead and do the Torino red, which looks fantastic. And you can see the splitter, it does have the red trim, and with the mirror, it looks fantastic. Trim color, we're gonna go ahead and do the red interior reference. So we'll do the Torino red there. Look at that, looks great.
Girl is looking good.
Crew emblem for this car goes on the doors. Roof, so you got the roof, hood scoop, and primary fin. Track scoop and carbon fin. Air scoop and carbon and different roof scoops. Wild. Bunch of different options there. I'm not a fan of the roof scoop on this thing, so we'll skip that. Skirts, you got the carbon version of the stock. Then you got the street skirt, carbon street skirt. Then you got the racer skirt, which has more fins and stuff. And you got the jet skirt, rally, and then you got the carbon. So we're just going to do the carbon version of the stock. Spoiler upgrades. So you got the fin tail spoiler. You can see there, that's identical to the actual Civic Type R. It is a shame though that it's it's in the same category as the spoilers. It really should have been part of the roof options or like a vortex generator section or something. Unfortunately, it's linked to spoiler upgrades. So the real Civic Type R obviously has a large rear spoiler, so, and it has both. Here you cannot do both, you can only do one or the other, so kind of unfortunate. It is what it is. Yeah, so the closest rear spoiler would obviously be the Aero or the Carbon, whichever one you want to go with. Probably go with the Aero instead of the ones with the little fins there, but yeah, this one would probably be the closest, but unfortunately you can't get the fin tail spoiler with this, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the Aero spoiler there. Again, I already showed the other spoilers, tons of large spoilers and stuff. Suspension, we're gonna go ahead and lower it all the way. See, it's not that much of a difference. I mean, it does make a difference, but it's not like it's slammed and cambered or nothing like that.
That'll stop you bouncing
Transmission, turbo, wheels. For this one, I love where are they? In the carbon section, because we get to put the trim on the edge. I like putting the carbonic Z's with the Torino red on the edge. It was just the regular red, because we don't have the Torino red here. Yeah, just the regular red there. And look at that, it just looks so good. The real car has the red line on the edge of the wheel as well, and I think it just looks good in combination with that. Windows will just do some light smoke tints, and that's it. Alright. Just go ahead and exit to ground, take it for a drive. Oh yeah, that's a fun looking car, man. Like the bright blue with the red trim and all that. I like the FK8 a lot. Like design wise, I felt like it was different and kind of impactful. A lot of people said it was like over the top and it was too much and too many spoilers and too much going on. I thought it was like cool and different. The newer, I think it's called the FL5 Civic Type R. I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's like too simple looking, too rounded. This one to me just looks more crazy, and I kind of like that. Something different. Here's the interior again. Of course, we have stitching matching the primary color of the car throughout. And like I mentioned earlier, this car is front-wheel drive. So floor it, you get tons and tons of wheel spin. And like I talked about earlier, this car, the handling is its biggest weakness. It's not handled very well at all. What? PC came out of nowhere in the dark. We'll take a few corners here. The front end just really pulls too much. And it's not like Rockstar doesn't know how to program front-wheel drive cars to drive well. The BF Club is front-wheel drive, and it drives like, you know, a higher-end sports car. It's phenomenal. This thing, it's like, it just... you have to get on the throttle later. It's a really weird car to drive. You get on the throttle too early, and it understeers you to the outside of the corner. And at higher speeds... oh my goodness, at higher speeds it just kind of like spins out. Not spins out, but like you lose the back end. The understeer of this car is just terrible. It's just like pure understeer. Take this corner here. Oh my goodness, pure understeer. It doesn't like the bumps either. I can see why it's... There's 114 cars in the sports class, and this one sits roughly about 105 according to Bruffy's track testing. So, oh my goodness, lots of backbench. So I can definitely see why. It's just the handling is just a massive letdown. Turn! Look at that. Just it doesn't want to turn. You have to take corners with like little to no throttle, so the front doesn't pull you to the outside of the corner. Then gradually get back on the throttle as you're going through the corner. So we'll let off the throttle completely here. It's just that it's weird because you're playing a game of, if you're not giving it throttle, then you kind of lose the back end. But if you do give it throttle, then you're understeering to the outside of the corner. It's so annoying to drive. I don't like the way it drives personally. It's decently quick on a straight line though. Well, at least it has that. But here it's not too bad. But high speed corners, it just doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. First person. Not a bad little car. Alright, let's go ahead and pull over and open all the doors and stuff like we always do. Looks good though. I will give it that. The design of this thing is like very, very, very good. Alright, what we got for engine model? We got a copy-paste engine model from typical sedans in the game. The V8 engine model they use for like the shafters and stuff. That's kind of disappointing. Interior, we talked about this, reused in a lot of cars, and Nero was the first car to get this interior. Now we have it in this. We got the blue stitching throughout, which is the primary color, and also on the edge of the floor mats is the primary color. That's interesting. Oh, the back floor mats too. Wow. Weird but strange, like interesting detail. That's wow. And the back seat texture quality is atrocious, but got the hatch opening up there. I mean, for the exterior design alone, I think it's really cool. Like, Rockstar did a great job. The driving is just a bit of a letdown, but I mean, design-wise, I think it's a really cool car to have in your garage. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And as always, what vehicle you want to see me recustomize from late 2020 and older that I haven't recustomized again in a video yet. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.